Hello, my beautiful, amazing crochet family. I am your one and your only Lady of Crochet, LadySamoan, and we are back with another all over the place crochet broadcast live. Yes, 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 y'all. Look at me. I skipped a day and it feels like I am a little off balance. Y'all, I have, where is it? Okay, I don't think it's show. I had a watermark on my shirt and I knew if it's on this video, it's going to tear my nerves up. So I was sitting there like, okay, I don't think it could be shown in the video. But how are y'all doing? How are y'all? Hello, so unicornish. I missed y'all. Hello, Sandy. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Listen, I missed last week, but it was more so I took a break. I took a little much needed break last week. And I didn't know I was going to take that break. And that's how breaks are, right? Because you don't know you're going to take a break until the time comes around, right? And it's a little after 6 on last week. And my husband was like, "Are you going live?" And I was like, "Today is Wednesday." So that to me let me know. I said, "You know what? I needed to take a break. I needed to take a break, y'all." So I even told myself, I'm not sure. I said, whenever the time comes, maybe it has to be every other Wednesday or whatever. But sometimes we don't even realize we need a break until something like that happens. And then we're like, what? How did I miss a whole day? And some days it's like, I don't even know which day it is. Y'all gotta let me know. I'm not the only one. Hello, Rose Nicholson. How are you doing? Y'all, I said we're gonna pull some questions. I may or may not crochet on this live, but if y'all have a project that y'all are working on and y'all want to hear me just chatting it up, let's crochet and chat today because I got a lot to say. I've been confused on days lately too. Yes, so unicornish. It's like the days are going and I was like, what day is it? I have to remember like to look at my phone. Half of the time I'm asking the kids, I'm like, okay, y'all, what's today's date? Especially we're doing school and I'm like, I like to put the dates on things. And I'm like, is it the 23rd? Is it the 24th? Like I'm asking them. Say 8. um Hello, hello, welcome in, y'all. So, well, I wanted to show y'all a couple of things. For one, I was crocheting, and even though the time was not, even though the time was not like I didn't get a lot done, I feel like I don't know why I lost my train of thought. That's crazy. Okay, so let me pause. I don't know what it is, but I've been crocheting it a good bit, but I didn't crochet a whole lot. I did put some shorts up to show y'all, and I won't say I didn't crochet a lot. I didn't crochet as much as I wanted to. There's been so much things I have been wanting to crochet, but I have not gotten a chance to. And it's just because, like I say, it seemed like this spurt of like time is going like this. And by the time I thought about crocheting something, it's Friday and my weekends are hectic. So I'm like, I gotta keep up. Rose Nicholson said, "Can you please tell me how do I keep my yarn from curling up along the edges when you use hands off hook finger yarn?" Hello, Malibu Maddie. Okay, so it depends, Rose. I guess if okay, how to keep it from curling up along the edges. It depends on, I guess, what you're actually making. So I know my yarn tends to curl when I'm making a hat. And then when you increase, of course, it's going to do that curve to formulate the circle. Oh, the loop yarn. Oh, I have never used the loop yarn. Hi, I'm new. I saw hello. Okay, let me see. Is it Sophia? Hello, Sophia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, we are just chatting it up. I missed a lot last week. Okay. I don't know what happened. That is interesting. Literally, I was here talking out of nowhere, y'all. I don't know how it's going to resume. I don't know how I have to ask. I don't know how the live is going to resume. Y'all, I was talking and literally my phone just cut off, had some lag. Oh, So Unicornish, I was talking and literally my phone just went straight back to the app. I don't understand what that is. I just started and I love it, except for curling up. I never use the loop yarn. I think I'm a little intimidated by the loop yarn. I think it's the one with the holes, but I've seen some people make like some beautiful scarves with it, but I am kind of intimidated by that yarn. So Rose, you have to let me know, what are you making with that yarn? I'm not sure about that one. I'm gonna show y'all some things that oh, let me show you what I crocheted. That was so crazy. That was so crazy just how the phone just went out. But anyways, I crocheted this cute little hat, and of course I did not write down. Okay, I've only made baby blankets. I bet that is so cute. I have to check out some other items that people make with that loop yarn. I have not tried the loop yarn. And I hope we're talking about the same yarn, because it's the one that got like the little holes, I think. It's like, because I want to say I've seen a lot of people use scarves. I'm not sure. But I did crochet, y'all. I finished this hat today. I started this morning because I was in kind of like, thank you, so Unicornish. I was in kind of like, I won't say a crochet and slump. I was like, okay, I was busy this week. Well, so far this week. And I couldn't really pick up my hook as much as I wanted to. And I told myself, listen, you're going to get this done. So this is an ice cream hat, ruffle hat. Now it was a pattern on Etsy, and I am going to make sure I put that pattern down in the matter of fact, I think I could tell y'all because I have my iPad, but I'm still going to add it in the description in case anyone wants to make it. It's called the Sunday Ruffle Hat, and the pattern is by Marie Made It, and I got it off of Etsy. Now I knew the only parts I wanted to do for the pattern was the chocolate type. What is it called? I want to say icing, but it's not icing. Let's say fudge, I guess. I knew I only needed that part of the pattern, but I did every other part. Like the ruffle hat is my basic hat pattern. It's I just added the ruffles. So Unicorn says I'm on a crochet break. I've been writing. Stop it. Okay, so Unicorns, listen. It's no way we have all of these hobbies in common. This is crazy. This is crazy because I've been writing a lot lately, and that's why I haven't been really crocheting. And I'm not ashamed to say it. Popetopia has had my attention for Switch too. So and I try to do that right before like bed, like nighttime. So I'm trying to map out, because when you have so many hobbies, but I have a lot of things that I need to write. I was writing some things with my husband. We've been doing a project together. I've been writing on my own. So that's all. Listen, you are awesome. Because tell me, so Unicornish, what game have you been playing? Because listen, it's so funny to see, and I tell my kids, I said, listen, we came from the generation of like the cool, like the Nintendos and stuff like that, right? In the beginning. So now you have older gamers. Hello, Too Sweet. How are you doing? So we have older gamers. So a lot of the times we get caught up in, gaming because we came from that. So I'm hopping between sewing and okay, Sandy with the sewing superpower. Sandy has the listen, that is, as much as I'm doing 101 things, sewing is two things that I said in 2026 I wanted to do, y'all. Two things. I want to sew and I want to roller skates. I had roller skates since 2020. And I put them on one time and almost like just went on over in them skates. I haven't put them on yet again. But I do want to get really good at skating and sewing, because there's some cute little baby doll style type dresses that I really like. And I'm like, I want to sew them. I want to learn how to sew. But like Sandy, you have a superpower. So Unicorn says, my husband and I have been playing an old fantasy RPG on the first X. Nice. See, my son has Xbox and he loves. He love. I have my baby boy, he's a retro gamer. So he likes playing older systems. My other son, he loves his Xbox. He's a WWE fanatic, y'all. So he's definitely, his goal is to be a pro wrestler. I can see it for him, and he's going to do it. So one day I'm gonna be on the channel telling y'all, look at my baby. But they love Xbox, and the first one as well. So he plays a lot of WWE on there. But getting back to the hat, y'all, because y'all know I can talk. So like I said, I hope y'all have a good project going, because as y'all know, we're not called the all over the place crochet broadcast for no reason, because we are always all over the place, but we're gonna have a good time. So I did this hat, and I'm gonna put the pattern. I only used the for the fudge, I only used her pattern for that, and I did the little whipped cream and the cherry on top. I think it's absolutely cute. And but look, I ran out of this dark yarn, so I had to just use what I had, which was like a variegated. And this is crazy to me. Y'all have to let me know, because I know I'm not the only one. I have all of this yarn in here, and I only had this little teeny amount of dark brown. That was it. And I'm searching through, and I'm like, it's no way I did not have. I knew I had some dark brown, but y'all, for this project, I just had to flip it. And my daughter, she wanted this hat, and I told her, I said, no, I'm not going to give you this hat, because everything I crochet she wants, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna, give you this one, because I was thinking about putting this one up on my Etsy. But because I have that variegated, I know I'm not going to do that. So she got her wish. She's definitely going to be able to wear the ice cream ruffle. She's going to be able to do that. So I got that done, and I was excited about that. Y'all, I have water today too, because I realized I talk and talk and talk, and I need to take a break, and sometimes I need some water. So excuse me. So I got that done, and I also did something else that I thought was pretty cool. I think just because I wasn't crocheting a lot of things, I think I started too many things, if that makes sense. Like, because look at these. I'm looking at it on my desk. It's this these are little mini squares. I don't know. Let me know. Have y'all seen the pixel art? The pixel art the crochet pixel art. It's a heart one that I wanted to do, and maybe I could show y'all. Like, I'm so excited. Look, I probably could show y'all because I have my iPad, and I think it all is connected. So it's let's see if I can find a heart, but it's a picture of a heart, and I'm going to, and I got it off of Etsy, y'all. So what I'm going to do, let me see if I can show y'all. I got it off of Etsy, so I'm gonna make the squares. I'll make it. Look at that. The squares, I'll make them individually and connect them and have like a little graph. And I think I'm just going to, just my 3 cents. Look at them nails. That's my husband. Look at it here. Hey, husband. Welcome in. Welcome in. So I think what I'm going to do, I started that project, and this is going to take me a little while, because it's one of those things just piece by piece that I want to do. So I'll have that finished sooner than later. Let's say that. Before I show y'all something else I was working on, we're going to pull something. Sandy Thomas, I was looking at your nails too. Oh, thank you. Okay, so before we answer the question, because hubby came in and he absolutely loved my nails. That's going to look awesome. Thank you, So Unicorns. I'm excited about it, because I want to actually make it to hang it up on the wall. I think that would be really cute, like a tapestry, but out of the squares. And I've seen people make so many things out of them, like blankets and different things. But these are my nails, y'all. I think they turned out so cute. Now, my nail tech, she is absolutely amazing. And like I told y'all before, these are my real nails. And I told her, at first, I usually just get like a color, but I told her, I was like, hey, let's try something different. So she did the designs and stuff. I think they turned out so cute. But the thing is, I don't think she realizes, like, listen, we started something. We started something, because these are like fun to me. I absolutely love them. So my nail tech, she is amazing. Okay, she is such a beautiful person. And when I go to get my nails done and my hair done, those are the two things. Like, you have some people who love, shoes and bags and clothes and shopping. And that's amazing because I always say, whatever you love, you make sure you do that. Do what makes you happy. And my hair and my nails are the two things that I absolutely love. That's like my self-care. And I make sure that the people that does my nails and my hair, they're amazing. Like I can sit there and we can have a good conversation. It's all positive, and I'm telling you, I have the most amazing people. I'm blessed to have them. That's going. Oh, I like those. They are fun. Thank you, so unicornish. And Sandy says beautiful all over the place. Yeah, that's why I said, Sandy. That's why I was like, oh, she started something with these. She started something. Okay, so let's get a question in, and then I'm gonna show y'all what I worked on. And it looks like I'm kind of lagging. I hope it doesn't cut us off. So, all right, y'all. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I don't know what. I don't know. This is the first time this has ever happened with YouTube, but it's okay. It's a lesson in all of this too, because it's a story I want to tell y'all closer to the end too. But this is okay. I don't know what is going on. I made sure I took my Wi-Fi off, so that way, if it is my Wi-Fi, we can still work through. But we're gonna ask the first question. What is the one craft supply you keep buying but never actually use? What is the one craft supply that you keep buying but you never actually use? Y'all, we are back. For some reason, I don't know why. This is like the second time it kicks me off, but we're gonna get through this live. I don't know what's going on, why they're trying to kick us away, but we are here. We're all over the place. Clay supplies. Ooh, so unicornish is buying a lot of clay supplies. I bet you're making a lot of cute things too, though. I think as crafters, especially when you have a lot of different hobbies, it's so easy to buy a lot of things that we know that we don't need, but we always think, like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, let me just get it so when I want to use it, or if I do need it, that's how I think. Because half of the time I have, so y'all can see, like, I have a lot of stuff around, but sometimes I'm like, maybe I could just get this so when I like having so many hobbies, sometimes you're like, oh my goodness, maybe on Tuesday I'll do this, or I'll get to this. Like, I like to color as well, right? So I'm buying the crayon in my books. I like to color with crayons, and I have my coloring books, and I'm like, okay, but I may not pick it up for like 2 or 3 weeks, but I like to have it there. It's an option. But one supply, what is the one craft supply you keep buying but never actually use? Y'all, if I kept this crochet related, one of the main things, and y'all probably saw it from my crochet hook collection, it's crochet hooks. It's crochet hooks, because I will buy a pretty crochet hook to support crochet artists. I will do that, y'all, and never no good and well I don't need those hooks. I know I didn't need them, but it was okay. I said I had to get them. So Unicorn said, I love crayons too, and color pencil. Yes, yes. And see, it's nothing like just having them just in case. That's how I look at it. I have like my just in case supplies. That's how I look at it. But mine is definitely crochet hooks. And I would say, oh, this is terrible, because I will buy a crochet pattern and no, I will not use it. Half of the time I don't use it, but I am the person, and this is so crazy. I love supporting people so much. And when I see that they have a crochet pattern, because I know what all goes into it, y'all, I have tons of crochet pattern. I think Etsy is like probably sick and tired of me, because I love supporting people, because like I said, I know what all goes into a good crochet pattern. But it's no way I can get to all those patterns. There's no way. And half of the time, I'm crocheting the same things, like my hats or some granny squares and stuff. And I'm just like, listen, why I did that to myself? But that's my one thing. Now, I also wanted to show y'all this. So I'm not, okay, I'm going to show y'all this, but I'm not 100% on this. But I still wanted to share it, because sometimes we have things that happen that way. For one, I don't like the little ruffle things, or no, this little thing on here, but I wanted to try to make a bag, right? So I said, for some reason, I don't know why. I think it was one of those things of picking up my hook and just trying to do something. So I wanted to make a bag, and this is how it came out. And you can kind of open it from the inside here. But I put a little teeny handle, and it's kind of like a half of a circle type thing. But I knew, and I noticed when I made it, I said, you know what? It's not a bad, and I think it's good to share our great things and some of the things we feel as a fail, because we have to let people know, like, listen, keep going because you're going to get it. Thank you. So Unicorn said it's pretty. Thank you. And I'm here with this project to tell you, if you did something and it didn't turn out how you wanted to turn out, guess what? Keep going. It's okay. Because this for me. So I said, okay, I learned a couple of things from this. And this was all just me sitting at the table and just was crocheting. I don't know, just going. But I learned that, okay, I said I used the wrong yarn. Y'all, I started with t-shirt yarn. Let me show you this. I have it on my little stand here because it's no center pull for the t-shirt yarn. So this is what I have so far with the t-shirt yarn. And while I was working with this, right, I came up with the idea, and I was like, okay, I'm going to make it really bigger around so that it can be a larger bag. But I even came up with the idea. I said, and when I do the second panel, what would probably be cool is if I go back loops only to make it have like a texture feel. So I have this blue color that I'm working with for this. That's pretty. Thank you, so Unicornish. I have this blue color. So I'm going to finish one panel in this, y'all. I have, let me see, look at this. I think this is going to be so cute. So I have this, and this is all in my brain. Will it come out this way? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. And then I have this green. So I would put the back panel would be this green. Then we have one panel this color. And when I connected it, what I realized was that I like this side better because it made it like a ridge. So I don't know. I was thinking maybe I can make a strip that can go down here, and we can connect that and make it like a larger bag. This is where my mind is going, y'all, because I have all this t-shirt yarn that I need to use. And I can use either this yellow or this purple. And y'all, I got this t-shirt yarn from Joann's. It's the Big Twist t-shirt yarn. And honestly, it is, let's see how much is in here. 400 grams, 131 yard. These babies are a lot, like a lot in here, a lot of yarn. So I'm like, uh-oh, look at that. I didn't even realize, look at this. I have this little pink too. So I have a lot of t-shirt yarn to work with. And I thought that it would be really nice because I said, okay, the colors that I have give off spring. So I can do like a little bag for springtime, or I can use some of them to make little baskets. So I may even work on a basket too. Let's pull another one, y'all. Listen, I don't know. That's how much I'm all over the place. Like I told y'all, I said, listen, I have an idea that pops up, and I'm like, okay, I got to stop and do this. I got to stop and do this. So a bag is in the works. How it's going to turn out, I don't know, but I'm going to share with y'all. Maybe it doesn't turn out the way it's coming in my head. Sandy says, beautiful colors. Thank you so much. I think they're so, it gives me like that spring color. So I like it. I think it's okay. I like all the colors in it. Okay, so here's the would you rather. So I want y'all to tell me, would you rather accidentally make a blanket that is too short or a sweater that is too long? A blanket that is too short or a sweater that is too long. Now, I'm going to say you can't go wrong with either one. But for me, I'd rather make the sweater that's too long because you can pop some leggings on with it and call it a day. You got a nice, cute outfit. That's the way my mind thinks. So would you rather do the blanket that's too small or a sweater that's too long? Too long sweater, yes. Sweater. Sandy and So Unicorn is sweater, yes. I think so too because look, I think Amy says sweater too young. Yes, I think the sweater will work best. I know for me because I'm always cold. So that blanket, I have to choose which part, my arms, or it has to be my feet? Because I'm telling y'all, I am always cold. So I think, let me get the sweater. I am 6 feet tall. Sadie says, oh, wow. Oh, so the sweater would be really good. The sweater would be, and look, I am 5'4", Sandy. And the crazy thing is, my husband is 6'6". So I'm the shortest person in my house. You know, I agree with you, Amy. Yeah, I see. I'm the shortest person. So sometimes when I see like 6 feet, or when people are like, "Oh, he's so tall," or "Man," you know, I'm like, to me, I don't think he's that tall. So for 6 feet, I'm like, oh, that not too bad. When you live with 6'6", and you know, that's the thing. To me, 6 footers are like normal size to me. Like my boys are way bigger than me. They're looking over my head like, "Mom," and I'm like, "Stop! I'm not that short." I'm like, "It's no way." But let's pick another question. Let's pick another one. And then I have a story I want to tell y'all too. I have a story, y'all, and it's I'm trying to figure out in my brain how I want to, you know, share. I'm not going to share all the details, but just have some important stuff from it. If you could instantly be an expert in any hobby, what would it be, y'all? Throw it up. Let me sew, and I just said sewing and roller skating. Cause one, I will roller skate everywhere. Like I'm like zip, zip, zipping. Two, if I could sew, I think my whole family would probably get sick of me. You know how people would say, "Oh, it's so nice. They can make this. Can you make?" No, they'll be like, "Stop making me a lot of things." Cindy says so, and Cindy, listen, I will be sewing everything. I will sew them some socks, you know, good and well the material ain't need. I'm sewing everything, designing and sewing my own clothes. Amy, yes, I'm telling you, sewing, that is, I tried it once, and it's so crazy because recently we were in a store and my son was like, "Mom, you had a sewing machine, you need to get another one." I'm thinking like, that's the problem. And that's one thing of getting things you never use, right? I don't need to get the sewing machine yet. I need to learn how to sew first and be serious about that to get the sewing machine. Because it's like, listen, I'm over here juggling 101 things and want to add 102 to the, like that one more to put 102. It's like, stop it. So I really think I have to prioritize. That's my word for this year. It's like prioritize things so you can know and have time for what you need to have time for. Because if I'm forgetting that last week it was Wednesday, I'm not gonna have time to pick up some sewing. Amy says, I watched many seasons of Project Run. Oh, I loved it and wish I could do that. I could make clothes that fit my proposal. Yes, Wendy, I love Project Runway. I will watch housing, all those things. All I think that's probably why I've got so many hobbies. It's like watching all the things and like, yes, I want to try that. So Unicorn says maybe then I can put a zipper on. I avoid putting a zipper on crochet, a zipper and lining. Like when you have to line something, it's like, oh no, the bag or something can look so cute. And they'll be like, oh, I can line it. Even I saw some beanies where they put lining in the beanies and they're like, oh, they sewed a line. And I'm like, that is the most beautiful thing. And I'm like, man, it's okay. My beanie's not going to have lining in them. Listen, we got a live full of everybody who love it. Like interior designer, like listen, I would love that too. I had this thing because I worked in childcare for so long, and I remember I would tear like my director nerves up. I would tear it up because any given day, at the end of the day, I'm standing in the side of the room, and they know when I stand, like I stand in a corner, so that way I can see how the room looks. And in my mind, I'm like, listen, we're in this space half of the time for so long with these children. I know the kids get tired of seeing the same setup. So I'm like, listen, we got to switch some stuff around. So every so often, I will move things around, and I will move things around so much, even from work, from home. And my brother-in-law used to call me Martha Stewart because he would walk in and I would change the whole setup. He was like, oh, there she go again. And I'm like, I love changing things up. I recently just changed my flowers and changed the wear in my craft room. And it's just because it's like we're in these spaces a lot of the times, especially when you spend the majority of time in these spaces. When I was in childcare, it was like, listen, I know these kids get tired of seeing the same things. So let's switch it around and make them think that they in a different space. Like, let's use our imagination here. But they used to hate it because I will always switch stuff around. That was just my thing. I think it added to having one of the best rooms in the center, y'all. I'm gonna stick with that one. Change is like a yes. So unicornish, it is definitely a refresh because you think about it. We're in these spaces all the time, especially if you're at home, like in your home. You live there. I would change my couch around 101 times. Like now I have a sectional and I'm like, man, I can't really do too much with the area because of that sectional. But when I didn't have a sectional, I was moving things around. And I know it tore my husband nerves up. He probably was like, listen, if you don't stop, but it made me happy. And they were okay with that because it made me happy. Okay, so let me know. Would you rather have your yarn stash in a tiny apartment or have a massive studio with no yarn in it? Wow. Have your yarn stash in a tiny apartment or have a massive studio with no yarn in it? Listen, y'all, give me the tiny apartment with my yarn because I always tell people, and I live by this. It doesn't matter if I have a little box. We're going to have a good time, okay? I'm going to turn that little box into a nice little home, and y'all going to walk in there thinking that it's like a massive space. Sandy says, LOL, I am cooking and interacting on your live. Oh, thank you. I have to do some cooking too, so but it's like after the live, I'll do my cooking. So Unicorn says tiny apartment is squishy, will fit it. Listen, so Unicorn, before we actually had to move because now I'm in a different space, our home now, and we stayed in smaller spaces. When I say you would think that I had a big old craft room, one time some of my most amazing, I'm about to say amazing builds or makes because I had a corner of a room one time, just a corner because we didn't have like a big space, but I still just enjoy crocheting and crafting. And I always tell my kids this, like, you have to make the best out of what you have. And I remember being in like a small space and all I needed was that corner. And I decorated that corner like it was my big craft room. Like now I have a craft room. I'm so blessed. I'm not even excited, like not excited. I'm not even pressed on filling everything up like my walls or putting pictures. I'm taking my time because you have to appreciate the space and the things that you have. And when you do things too quick, it's almost like you're looking around like, what else is left to do? And like I tell my kids, appreciate the journey, right? So my journey to my actual craft room before this right here was I had corners. And one time I had like a wall. It was just a wall in my bedroom. And I was so grateful because my husband, some people be like, I don't want to see this. And I had like these little cubicles and it could only fit flushed on the wall. And I stood that little baby up. And when I had to do some videos, y'all, I was sitting on the floor. I was sitting on the floor. But you could not tell me that I didn't have the most amazing space. Okay. It was great for me and nobody else knew. You would be like, what? A creative creativity corner. Yes. And a lot of times that's when we have to make these spaces for ourselves. That is so important because, like I tell my kids, I'm not waiting on this big grand thing to say, oh, I'm enjoying life. I'm enjoying it now with or without. Because one thing I tell them, and I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole, y'all, but I'm so sincere with this. One thing I tell them is that you have everything that you need right now. Don't think that you got to go and get all this other stuff to be happy. Be happy now because I'm telling you, all the other stuff going to come. I was happy with my small little space, and now I'm in this space, and I'm still appreciated. I'm like appreciative of my craft, and I love it. Sandy says, question: do you have friends who also crochet? Believe it or not, no. Believe it or not, no. In my area, even with my family, and my family and friends know I am the only one that crochets. That's why I love coming on YouTube talking with you all, because I'm like, listen, I get to talk about crochet with people who love crochet just as much as me. You know, we get to talk about these stories and things of how crochet go. But no, and what's so funny, a lot of the hobbies that I have, like I love reading. I have a sister-in-law who lives in Georgia. Me and her share that same A alike. So we go back and forth. I text her about my books and she texts me. She send me books all the time, like, and we read on our Kindles, and she'll send me like Kindle books and say, hey, this book is free today or something like that. So me and her have that A alike. Um, I guess I would say with coloring, me and my daughter, we have that. But a lot of my hobbies, no, I don't. I don't. And in my area, I did. It was so fun. I remember being in Hobby Lobby one time, and I met a lady, and they had for our area, they had like a meetup group for crocheters. So I got her contact and we were talking. We have a good time. It was when Hobby Lobby was doing like one of those sales. We were having a good time in Hobby Lobby. Like, you would think you knew me and I knew, like, she knew me and I, like, we were, no, that's just that's how I am with everyone, y'all. That's how I am. And we were having a good old time, but they ended they used to do it, but a lot of people wouldn't show. So then it got canceled. So even in my area, it's not a lot of crochet and meetup type stuff. Okay, so another would you rather question. No, it's not. It says it's not a would you rather, but the question is, if you were a famous artist, what would you be famous for? If you was were a famous artist, what would you be famous for? That is awesome. I guess because art doesn't necessarily mean you have to draw and all that. I think art is expressed in so many different ways. And I want to say crochet, but this is going to sound so crazy. I don't know if I would want crochet to be the number one thing that I'm famous for, but a thing alongside with my writing. But for the sake of conversation, we're going to say crochet. So if y'all was a famous artist, what would you be famous for? That's a good one. That's a good one, because especially when you have a lot of different things that you do. And look, these hands did not move today with old fashioned design. Listen, I know, Sandy. Look, come through with the fashion design. Yes, I better. I like to. I don't think people appreciate enough when you can genuinely look at there, when you can generally, y'all know what I'm trying to say, because I know y'all at home screaming it at the screen, like, generally, you're saying it to me, and thank you. But when you can really do something that you love to do, which would include crochet accessories, I bet that would be cute. Bet it would be cute. Oh, I know it would be cute. When you can do something that you really, really love to do and you're happy doing it, and you can do that thing every day, I don't think people understand the peace that comes in that, the excitement and the love that comes from that. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of people who's out here in the world doing things they don't want to do. But to be able to do something that you love to do and you genuinely love it and you can share it with the world, listen, nature, Amy says nature photographer, does that absolutely count? Because listen, photography is amazing. I would stare at a picture. I'm gonna tell you something first. Let me finish. Travel and see the world. Listen, y'all, I appreciate anybody who have a dream of doing something outside of what they told, like, you got to do this or you should do this. When you can come up with something that you see beauty in and you want to share with the world, photography, I always say, y'all capture. Photographers are able to freeze time. Like, to be able to freeze time and share it with the world, and we have to see it from your perspective. Oh, beauty. I know sometimes you be like, listen, this girl is crazy. She see love in everything. I find the beauty in it all. And I love photography. It's like, especially nature. Like, I know one thing, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna pull a question. But one thing that I absolutely love, right? is I don't know where I don't want to say the wrong state, so I'm not going to say state, but those big trees, the big trees, and it's so big, like they have one that has the cutout and the car can actually fit through. I know the name, but I'm not going to say it because guess what? I feel like I'm gonna say the wrong thing, but I know y'all know. I don't know if it's redwoods or rest. It's some kind of. It's like these big, and I want to say California. I may be wrong, y'all, but it's these big trees, and they're gorgeous. Like I mean, absolutely beautiful. And I think that I was like, those are like amazing. And to capture those things is a lot of things in our world, like a lot of things in your state you can capture, Yes, photography is an art. You capture and tell a story. Yes, Sandy, I'm telling you, I absolutely think, people who can California redwood trees. Yes, I was thinking California. I was thinking of redwood, but I'm like, I don't want to say the wrong things, but that's it. Beautiful, beautiful. I've seen a lot of photography. Like I'm, y'all. I don't want to ramble, but I brought a book. We met a guy. It was a young lady and a young man. Me and my husband met them. They were doing they were selling socks. They had like this sock shop. It was amazing. And they had a brother-in-law that take photos around the world, and they had like a lookbook. I wish I had it so I could show y'all. Amazing. Immediately when they were telling us about it, I was like, listen, let me go to Amazon and buy this book. Yeah, that's another part of me love supporting people. But I went and brought the book. I thought it was just so beautiful in the way that they captured those people. And one thing about photography and pictures that I love too is I take a lot of pictures, but I have to get better at taking more of my family because growing up, we had albums, the little albums with a lot of family pictures. And one thing, our home caught a fire, so we lost all of that. So I always have pictures that I want to make sure that I keep so that we can go back and show the kids. Hello, you nation. Just my 3 cents. I love supporting you. Thank you so much. Amy says, my real life is spent doing data entry in front of a computer. After work, it's my cats and crochet. I don't get out much, but I made peace with it. Yes, Amy. But listen, I'm telling you, every little bit towards something that you love to do matters. So even with your cats, with crochet, you never know. One day you'll be able to pick up a camera. No, that was yes, that's you, Amy. One day you'll be able to pick up your camera and you'll be like, listen, I'm gonna capture some pictures, or even capturing pictures of your cats, in nature when they're outside. All of that stuff, I think all of that counts. All of that adds to piece by piece, we make a move towards the grander thing. And before you know, you're like, how did I get here? Like, oh my goodness. And that's how it started, even with me with crochet. Like one little ball of yarn turned into so many. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, because I did say I wanted this, and I always tell my kids, you say it, believe it, and watch. So Unicorn says, I would like designing jewelry. People could check. Listen, beautiful. I love. Listen, I wear a lot of copper jewelry. I don't and like some. It's like this. My expression. My daughter made me this right here. This what is it, the beaded one, and I got this one off of Etsy, and it's like a speckled, is it speckled, now I'm not going to remember, something moon in this one, but it's copper. I really really love my copper braces. Just I don't know, I just felt like I just love them. I don't think you even have to have a reason. Like if you really love something, like love what you love, but designing jewelry will be cute. So Unicorn is so so cute. And to make something, I remember with jewelry, this is crazy. Another story. Y'all say this girl have 1,000,001 stories, but I remember my dad back in the day, because my dad passed away when I was very young, and my mom had his wedding ring, and he was a pastor. So inside of his wedding ring, it was a cross that was placed inside for me, and then they turned it into a necklace. And for some reason, I was young, maybe at that age. I think during that time, thinking back now, I should not have had the necklace at that age. I wish my mom would say, you know what, I'm gonna save it for you, so when you get a little more responsible age, we know that you can, keep it. But I unfortunately lost it. So that's a piece of jewelry I think, I wish that to this day, I still wish I had it, even if I could have passed it down, because it was something so beautiful. But let's see, y'all. Let's see. Um, let's see. What is the most embarrassing or disastrous thing you have ever made? What is the most embarrassing or disastrous thing you have ever made? I don't know. I think I'm looking around to see like if I have something up here. Because what I think is disastrous, mine, like I will have to say my very first make, and I talk about this a lot. My son, not my son, my nephew had the dog when I made the first dog. I think it was a pure disaster, y'all. But he loved it. He loved it. He thought it was like amazing. And I'm like, what? But to me, it was like, listen, let it go. That was not it for me. So, what is something that y'all crocheted that was like, that is not it? A disaster, or what was it like? The most disastrous, or y'all? I'm all over the place with this one. That was not it. What was a make that was very like? Okay, well, I can't find it. That was the most disastrous make for you. So Unicorn said, I tried altering someone's clothes for them and totally ruined them. Listen, don't say that. So Unicorn oh my goodness. I say I have a sweater that my hairstylist asked me to help mend the pocket back, and that scared me when you said that. I hope I don't mess it up. I know I will. I'm gonna just take my time, and it's not. I think I may have to sew it, or I'm not sure if I can even repair it because it's not. It looks like it's crochet, but it's one of those cardigans that's not really crochet. But I think I still can probably do it, but I'll have to see. Amy says a sweater that was supposed to be for me, but ended up looking like a baby sweater. I'm still trying to get my gauge right. Oh, listen, when I did a sweater, it was a little wonky, my first sweater, and it was like a Christmas sweater, but I was like, listen, I'm gonna wear this sweater. I'm gonna wear it. It was a little short too. It was a little short, but I was like, okay, now I'm just gonna wear it for picture purposes. And if I'm sitting down, like we were in the house and me and my family sent off like little videos to tell people Merry Christmas. And that's when I wore the sweater. But outside, no. And I'm terrible, Amy. I'm terrible at gauges. Like, I hate even trying. Like, in my mind, if I have to do a gauge, I'm like, listen, I can already start the project. Why I have to make the gauge? That's what my mind tells me. And that's my stubbornness. That's my stubbornness. Because listen, half of the time I need to listen to the pattern and do the gauge. Half the time, but I never listen. Sandy says, I sold my first bucket hat. Ooh, it turned out like a witch. My son looked at it and wore it all day at work. I tried to get it from him, but he went on and wore it. And that's how it be. Sometimes we'll say this is terrible, like this. No, this is not. It's and not necessarily it's terrible. It's just like that that's not how it's supposed to look. So in your mind, you're like no, but someone else would love it. And my husband says that all the time. That happened with me recently with a hat. I thought it was terrible. It was like last minute. I did it in a car on the way. Like we were having to have it that day. And I worked on it and I was doing it quickly. To me, I wanted to leave it at home. My husband at the last one was like, no, bring it. Everybody loved it. Amy, me too, LOL. So Unicorn says making a gauge uh is like, and this becomes nothing. Yes, that's like, what I'm saying? Like, okay, waste all this time. Then half of the time you have to do it like what's it called? When you have to go single crochet in that 42 stitches, then you have to go back down and do. No, I don't want to do all of that. I want to just start the project, and I think my gauge is going to be right. But y'all, I did that for a dress one time, and it's still in the whip bucket. It's still over there. And that was because I didn't follow direction. I should have had did the gauge, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, I don't need that. I mean, who needs a gauge? I think that's like with recipes sometimes. I'm like, who follows the recipe? All I need to know is look at the picture and see the ingredients. from there, I got it. I got it. At least that's what my mind says. But y'all, half of the time, it's my version of that thing. It does not turn out the way it's supposed to. But it's like somebody's gonna love it. So before we get off, y'all, because it's almost 7 o'clock, even though we was trying to get interrupted, I wanted to share something with y'all because y'all know I like to leave with a good message. And I had an incident that happened. And I was thinking about, I was like, should I share this with the channel? And I want to share just a portion of it. I'm not going to go into full details, but I wanted to share a portion of it because I think it's so very important. And I was like, I think it's so very important that people understand like how important it is to actually walk into who you are, know who you are, and don't let anyone change who you are, no matter the certain situation or circumstance. And I say that because I had a situation that happened at the grocery store yesterday, and the manager I had, she had to get involved, and it was a mistake on the store part. I was fine with it. In my mind, I'm like, hey, I'm the person that says everything happens for a reason. Maybe I wasn't supposed to get this at this time. That's how I looked at it. I went to go pick up my groceries and they gave my groceries to someone else, right? So I was not upset, although I needed those groceries to cook, but I was just like, it's okay. The manager, she said nothing like that has ever happened. So she didn't know exactly what to do. And in the midst of her trying to figure out what to do, she got very angry and she just kind of wasn't the nicest to me. Now, it was okay with me because I knew that it wasn't really her that was getting upset with me. I knew it was, she was just very emotional due to the fact that we have this issue. We have someone here that got someone else's groceries. Someone don't have anything at all. I don't know how to give her this refund because in my mind, I wanted a gift card so that the next day I can just go and buy my groceries, come back because I didn't have time that day. So in my mind, I'm like, I can get a gift card, come back tomorrow and get my groceries. Um, because it takes a long time for your money to get back on your card. That's what I was thinking. But nonetheless, because I'm not going to make the story too long, nonetheless, she said that they could not do that. So in the midst of that, it was some stuff that went down, and then the young guy that actually made the mistake, he was there, so he was feeling terrible, and that bothered me because I'm like, no, it's okay, it's a mistake. And he was new, it was a kid, and I always do this thing to where I try to put myself in other people's shoes, and I look at it, I'm like, my son, this could have been my son. And if he made this mistake, I would not want a manager of his to talk to him like that, especially in front of the customer, and make him feel like it was the most terrible thing to do. So I made sure I maintained my calmness and I respectfully told her, because she wanted the lady to bring the groceries back once they find out who had the groceries. And the lady had the groceries for about like 2 hours at this point. She called them and she wanted them to bring it back. And she wanted me to take the groceries the lady had, which was originally mine. And she was going to give the lady back her groceries from the store. Me, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. The lady already had the groceries. I'm okay with that. And she could not understand why I didn't want the groceries that the lady had and why I didn't want to wait 45 minutes for the lady to come back to the store to give me the groceries she had for like 2 hours. So that made her a little more angry. But one thing I kept in mind was my daughter was there and there were other young people watching. And I had to make sure that they were able to see things being handled in such a respectful way. And they understand that, listen, somebody may not be having a good day and that choice is theirs. But you also, so unicorns, yes, it was crazy. But I wanted them to understand too that they had a choice. Like I told my daughter, I said, and I tell them this all the time, I said, you have a choice, however you're going to react. That's up to you. No matter how someone is treating you, you got a choice. You can walk away from a situation if it's too crazy, or you can choose how you interact. So I chose to be calm in a situation. I told her, I said, everybody make mistakes. It's okay. And I'm like, listen, everything happens for a reason. Maybe I didn't need it. At the end of the day, she had to call customer service for their store, for their corporate, I guess, and they were able to refund my money, but I have to wait 7 to 10 business days. I do have to wait 7 to 10 business days, but she was able to refund that. And even when we were walking out the store, because when we was leaving, there was another manager that came up and apologized, and I told him it was okay. I'm not upset or anything. That's fine. And I made sure I let them know, though, people make mistakes. So please don't make the young man feel terrible. Like, I wanted them to understand that part. Amy says, I wouldn't want the groceries after that either. Thank you for being a good person and setting a good example. Bless you. Oh, thank you, Amy. And Amy, you said that, and that was so beautiful, because the lady did not understand why I didn't want the groceries. She even said to another man, she's like, I don't understand why she don't want it. And I'm like, she was like, it's in boxes and this. But I'm like, I have things that was supposed to be refrigerated, and this lady had it for like 2 hours. But nonetheless, I I wanted to show and be an example, especially for the younger people, because I always say we have to be the change that we want to see in the world. Not everybody's going to do things the way you want them to do them or whatever, but it starts with you. And I told my daughter when we were walking out, well, when we got in the car, I was explaining that to her. But on the way to the car, I met a guy in the parking lot. Now, all of this just happened. So I'm walking out, I'm talking to my daughter, and the guy was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing good. How are you? I can't complain." And he was like, "I'm doing good," and that's right. So I walked down some more, y'all, and he stopped me and he said something to me. And I looked, I was like, "Sir," and he was just telling me that he was like, he was like, my positive energy did something for me. He started singing. There's a church song, a gospel song that my dad would love to sing. And the guy was like, "You just look like you got God all over you. Like, I can't complain. Like, this right here was like, you're just so positive." And he started singing the song. And I'm looking at him like, because my dad loved this song so much. I remember having this song as a kid on a cassette player and a cassette tape. And he sung. I was in the parking lot, y'all, of the grocery store. He sung a verse, I'm singing. He sung a line, I sung a line. And then we told each other to have the most beautiful day, y'all. I got in the car, I was full of tears. And my daughter thought it was more so of like what happened in the store. But no, I was just so overwhelmed with joy because I was able to be that example. So Unicorn say, "You are so sweet and thoughtful. It's not easy to stay calm like that, but we need to be peaceful." Yes, yes. And Amy says that was a sign from your dad. And Amy, I felt that. I really felt that. Like, and I got in the car, I was crying. I told my daughter, I was like, "I'm so sorry." I felt like a big baby. I was like, but I really felt that. And I come on, I don't want to get emotional because I'm a big baby for real. Your dad was smiling down on you. Oh, thank you, Amy. And one thing that I try so hard to do is to be a good person. However that comes out. Everybody is not going to like what everybody do. And I tell people all the time, and I told my daughter, because I'm honest with them, I said I wasn't always this way. I had to learn these things because do life, you get different experiences, and you're like, listen, okay, this is not working. So you have to unlearn a lot of stuff to relearn some things. And it took a while for me, but I'm at the point where I tell people, when I look at people, I don't look at just physically them. I try to feel them and feel their heart, because a lot of the times people judge people. It's like, if I don't look like you, I'm judging you. If this right here, I'm judging you. No, I don't go off of that. When you see me, if you see me, I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" This right here. Because like I told my daughter, you never know how you can change somebody's life. My smile could have changed his whole trajectory of his shopping trip. And I try to make sure that I'm that person. So when I come on YouTube and I'm sharing, and a lot of the times it does take a lot sometimes to take out of you to come and talk and crochet, and you're sharing your heart out, and but my thing for this channel is that it's more than crochet. I really feel like this is an avenue. This is an avenue to who I am and what I have to contribute to the world. And I feel like if I'm just that one positive spark and it lands in the crochet world, I can light a fire of positivity within this space that can travel. So I don't take for granted. That's why I come on here and I'm excited. I'm super excited. I am so grateful because I don't take for granted how far and wide the things that I say can reach because you never know. People don't like, you don't think about it. Like things change like this for people. You never know, like your attitude, you can be upset with something. You're like, oh, I heard something. And it's like, no, it's a correction. You're like, listen, I shouldn't be mad at this. There's no reason to be mad at this. And then you just learn in that moment. We have to allow people the space to change, people the space to, to just grow, because life is full of experiences, and that's what we're here for, to have an experience and to grow within those experiences. Y'all, I'm not going to talk y'all head off. So Unicorn said, I can only imagine how beautiful your poetry is. Oh, thank you, Amy. So Unicorn is, I've been writing since what's it high school. I've been writing since high school, and I did a couple of little things here and there, but my husband, fun fact, my husband told me one time, he's like, you should go to like the poetry, it's like a coffee shop that did like a poetry thing. But y'all, my memory is terrible, so I always would be like, no, I don't want to do it because I can't remember my poems. That's something about me. That's a fun fact that the channel knows now, right? When I say, oh, I probably forgot something, I literally probably did. So I told him, I said, I'm gonna have to be the person that stands there with the things I write and have it on like this cute little bedazzled stand, because that's how I'm going to memorize it. By sitting there like that. But I actually recorded some of my stuff, never put it out. I wrote some stuff and I actually went in the studio and recorded some stuff, but I never put it out. But maybe one day it will come out. Maybe one day. So that's so crazy. Like I say, I have a lot of different stuff, and I'm the person that a lot of stuff goes in my mind and I do it. It may not get released, but I'm going to act upon what comes to me. So Unicorn says, I've done that. I read off of paper. See, yeah, that would be me. I'm like, listen, because that's the only way that I'll be able to remember it. But y'all, I had a beautiful time. I appreciate y'all for being on the live. And if you're in the rewatch, you can answer the questions. Y'all can chit chat with me. I'm going to respond back. And listen, I really, really appreciate just being able to come here and share a part of me with you all, and y'all loving this part of me, because I didn't crochet today, y'all. I did not crochet. I think I was so excited to come and talk and share just, some of the things with y'all. So I am so appreciative of y'all coming and chit-chatting with me. And we're going to say crocheting and live, but tonight we just chatting today. So we're live and just chatting tonight. But thank y'all so much for being the best part of this channel. And whatever it is, I'm going to leave you on this. Whatever it is that you do, always remember that you are here for a reason. You're beautiful, you're amazing, and you were specifically made for this time. So wherever you find yourself at, just know that in that moment, you're supposed to be there. So smile, because you never know who life you can change. Amy says, thank you for sharing your joyful attitude and wisdom. Send you the warmest wishes. Thank you so much, Amy. And I send it right back to you. Send it right back, right back. And I hope y'all have the most beautiful, amazing day. I don't know. Take care until next time. Thank you so Unicornish. I don't know if it will be next Wednesday or the Wednesday after, but it will be a Wednesday. But I will post some posts on YouTube as well. But y'all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your night. And as always, remember, I am your one and your only Lady of Crochet, LadySamoan, and I will see you next time. Y'all have a good night.